Hi, in this video we're going to change out this broken fog light, and to do so we're going to need to take the bumper cover off on this model. And job one is to remove this plastic panel, this cover that's over the front of the bumper cover and in our way. There's 9 panel fasteners that need to come out. So just loosen the middle. That's 1, 2, off camera, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and off to the far right, 9. And next are two 10mm screws that hold in that kind of chrome upper part of the grill. Next we'll go to the passenger side wheel well and remove 3 Phillips screws, 2 shorter ones and 1 long recessed one up here. As an alternative to using this right angle tool, you could turn the wheel in and probably get a longer, more standard screwdriver in there. Take out the same 3 on the driver's side. And now we're moving underneath to remove 8 flush-mounted panel fasteners and 2 flush-mounted bolts. It's 13mm, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then another small bolt. Helps to get a little sharp. And so on and so forth. And now the more difficult recessed fasteners underneath. They alternate. There's a panel fastener and then a bolt, 10mm, another panel fastener in a recessed hole, and 1 more bolt. Now the bolts are no big deal, but the panel fasteners kind of are, and you almost need special tools for this. This tool that I have here came with a panel prying kit, and it worked pretty well in for this particular one. They also make other tools that you can grab a hold of and pull out that center pin. This fastener's kind of damaged, got a couple chips out of it, and I couldn't use that other tool, but I managed to get in here with this. Is a modified tool. It's a cheap wrench I bent. Get it partly out, and then you should be able to pry it the rest of the way. I'm going to point one out that's hard. That's easy to miss. Right in here. See, it's like the second bolt. Not much of a recessed opening for it. Once you pull apart those side tabs there, then you have to kind of give it a little bit of a shock for the ones that are actually attached under the headlights. I couldn't get it that way entirely, and I went to one of those plastic panel separating tools and finished it off that way. Note I have some wood blocks under there for it to kind of rest on. Don't want to damage this thing. I'm putting in new fog light bulbs anyway, so I'm just going to twist this out. Not too worried about mishandling the old bulb.
Just turn it out.
I didn't like this hanging down on one side before when I released the other one, so I'm going to support this. I'm running a turnbuckle strap and putting it on the hook on top of the hood, under the underside of the hood, I should say. This also has the effect of leveling the bumper cover so that the other side will unsnap more smoothly. And unplug the other fog light. Okay, we're going to replace both the fog lights, even though only one of them's bad. And the kit comes with complete with two with new bulbs, so we'll change them both. This kit comes with those little rings, those little chrome-looking rings, and wiring. I'm not sure under what conditions you'd use the wiring, but we aren't going to use that.
Over to the passenger side, driver's side. And we'll just plug it in when we bring the bumper cover back up.
And as long as we have this apart with the bumper cover off, I'm going to show you how relatively easy it is to change an entire headlamp assembly if one became damaged in an accident, say, for example. So there's a total of 4 bolts, and they're all the same. 2 on the front, right here, and 1 on the right side, and then there's 1 on top. And be careful with this panel fastener. It's unlike any other ones on the car. I believe they're using it in the purpose of an alignment pin. And there's 2 more of those. Just pry this. Just fits in the slot there like that, and it's tight. There's 1 more down here. And I'm just resting this on my legs. Now as I undo the high beam running light,
unplug it. And the same over here. This is low beam. The other two, just going to twist them out.
And there's the turn signal. And we'll twist out the side marker. The last step in replacing a headlight assembly would be to remove this mounting bracket
Right
that's
here.
underneath.
There's the one bolt you have to take out. It's all that holds it in. Okay, so when you're putting this back in, the end that goes over here on this side, line up on a couple of pins. And then the other side will also line up in a pin right here. And thread your screw in. The high beam running light, 9005. The low beam, it's a halogen H11.
Be careful not to touch the bulb itself. You can shorten the life. And replace that amber turn signal with a 3457.
Now the side marker.
And this would be a very difficult bulb to change out without having the assembly, headlight assembly out. I decided to change these all out as long as I have this assembly out, since this car is 10 years old and these are due to start failing.
And we're all back in order. Okay, now we're going to dress the wires. And there was this one here, back in its slot, and then one more right here. And the wires all dressed up the way they were.
I'm starting with this one and putting it in very loosely just to hold it in place while I get the next one. And before you put any other ones in, put in this panel fastener slash alignment pin.
Be careful with these and turn them in very slowly and by hand. They're kind of precision alignment. It's a precision alignment here. And you can easily strip these out and get them in at a wrong angle. So we're just going to snug them for now by hand, and we'll get the last one. There's that final one. Again, Start it by hand. If it takes a few tries, don't worry about it, don't rush it. All up now by hand. That's why you put that plastic down there.
That's a tool graveyard down there. Okay, we're into the install now, the bumper cover and plugging the fog lights in. We'll speed it up here.
Out in here and plug it in.
Better test these fog lights out before we snap this all back together. Okay, over here on the driver's side, something misengaged.
Kind of see it, so we're going to have to pull this back out again. And you have to kind of watch every little engagement point. Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. It just was off slightly. Okay, now we should be good. Yeah, now we're good. Okay, so now we're on the right. So I'm going to tuck this under. Kind of working it from the top. There. You get that. Get them all. Just got all those. Well, that's all it takes. You just missed that one slightly. There. They're all in there.
Starting from underneath, 4 recessed fasteners, 2 bolts, 2 panel fasteners. Next, also underneath, 10 flush-mounted panel fasteners, 13mm bolt on one side, 10 on the other. Moving on to the wheel wells, 3 Phillips screws on each side. Now moving on top, 2 10mm bolts. And these sit underneath a plastic cover with 9 panel fasteners. So install 31 panel fasteners.
When you put these in, always remember to pull that middle post out about that far, a little more than a 1/4 inch. Otherwise you're going to have a heck of a time trying to slip it in there. Got to get the lower part seated down all the way, and then push it, and then you know you've got a good hold.
Okay, we're just skipping ahead here. We're not going to show every fastener being put back in place. You took them out, you should know where they go, back in.
Hey, this might be a good place for this slightly longer one.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you found some benefit in this video. Please subscribe.